You bitch tootsies.
Raymond
Look at
looks
you.
strong.
Look at you.
Hey, this
You
is
should have
for you
seen
guys.
Bill's.
This is for you guys.
So Bill put on his Snapchat and he put on Podcast Life, and there was 8 Trulies sitting around him. I guarantee you, those 8 Trulies are gone.
Bill?
They're Bud Light seltzers.
Wow.
All right. So there was 8 Bud Light seltzers around his Podcast Life. I bet you they're all gone.
No,
What's
man.
podcast life? What are you?
Yeah, what-
you're
Fucking brand
Snapchatting?
new.
What is Snapchatting?
They're
Yeah, you
brand
probably
new.
grabbed 4 more.
I'm drunk. Who cares? Who fucking cares?
You got
You
half
seen
a you got half a pack of Marlboro Lights. You got 6
I don't
Bud
even
Light
know what
seltzers.
these are. A blend 27. Someone left them at my house. Smoke them. Fuck them. Fuck them noise.
Wait for your prostitute to get there and checking the time. You just can't do
I've
it.
only had prostitutes in the 60s, bro.
$5 sucky sucky.
Dude, that was so fucking funny. I was dying for that conversation. I was dying.
We just went off. We just went off on that one.
Yeah, dude, I looked this morning. It was 35 messages just on one. Like, oh, you look better. The Red Sox. If you look that good, the Red Sox would be 4-3 or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be a 1-game difference. That's okay.
No, I couldn't. I turned it on. It was 5-2, and I'm like, oh, this game's over.
It was terrible. It
was
was terrible. Look,
When,
the Red Sox are a lost fucking cause. We kind of know that, but the playoff format is what it is. The MLB season is going to be retired here probably within the week. The leagues that are now being retired are the bubbles. The old bubble boys. The old NBA and the NHL. They kicked off this weekend, and that's what we want to get into today. We want to talk a little, just a little round table discussion about some NBA, NHL preview, focused around our Celtics and Bruins, what to look forward to, and maybe come up with some strategy of how they could succeed through our dumbass fucking brains. So, welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. I don't know what we're calling this segment, but it's
AT Tuesday.
No, it's fat.
Say that again.
It's fat.
Yeah,
It's Fat Tuesday. Fat Tuesdays.
Fat Tuesdays.
Fat Tuesdays. Let's
Nice.
go,
That a boy, Billy Badwords. That a boy, Billy Badwords.
You saw the Rain Man mind slowly going into work right there.
Fat Tuesdays.
We should all just be eating fucking churros and pizza and coming up
Oh
with
my
hot
God! I
takes.
just had I went to La Coretta after golf today. And got
No one gives a
fucking
fuck, Bill.
grande
All
burrito.
right, here we go. We're going to get this thing started in 3, 2, 1.
I hate you.
So, the NBA started up this weekend. LeBron James and the Clippers was the highlight of the weekend. Really fun show. We touched on it on our highlight show on Monday. But LeBron James looked like he's on a mission. The Clippers came back in strong fashion on Sunday. And who'd they – oh, shit. Sorry, brain fart. They demolished whoever they were playing. But
Just give me more Kawhi.
look, Paul George looked unstoppable too. He was hitting everything. But we want to focus on the East. We want to focus on the Celtics and what it takes to get there. They obviously started out with a lackluster performance against the Bucks, if that's what you want to call it. Got down big early, fought their way back in kind of classic gritty fashion, and then a lot. Go ahead, Raymond. What's that?
It was the Pelicans.
Oh, yes, you're right. The
but
Clippers demolished the Pelicans.
Right, 17-2 run start.
They had like 70 points at half.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Celtics, looked like shit early against the Bucks, kind of battled back. A lot of controversy with the Giannis game. We touched on the headlines. Stop bitching about the fucking fouls for Giannis.
No, you can't.
If this Celtics team wants to get where it's going, if this Celtics team wants to get where people are already fucking anointing them, then those calls are going to be the calls that Jason Tatum gets. So stop. Just flip the script. Stop bitching about the calls that Giannis gets and be good enough where Jason Tatum gets those same calls and you'll go win. That's kind of the way I look at it. So that was a little bit of a wake-up call. But then Sunday against the Blazers, Rays' third best team in the entire NBA, if you listen to Dr. Big Mac's top 10 NBA duos and trios, absolutely demolished them until about the end of the third, beginning of the fourth quarter, blew a 24-point lead, but inevitably ended up with a win. Big game for Tatum, Brown, and Hayward.
86 points combined for the trio.
Tice had a nice game. That was an all-around type of game. And to me, and to stop blabbering here and let you guys kind of touch on it, that's the type of game, that's the type of performances that the Celtics need to compete and, most importantly, succeed in this year's playoffs. They need performances from everybody down the line, defensively, offensively. Marcus Smart needs to do Marcus Smart things. They need to play to perfection, to their perfection, in order to be successful, in my opinion. So just to kick it off, I wanted to get your opinion from the NBA perspective and just ask the question, what are your expectations of the Boston Celtics? And how do you think that – what do you think that they could do to meet them, I guess I would say? Raymond?
Minimum Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, the biggest one would be going to the finals and winning it all. But I think the Eastern Conference Finals for everyone in this region is like, if they don't make it, it's a bust of a season. That's my opinion.
I think I agree, and I would say a competitive Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Exactly, yeah. 7 games, you can't get swept, you can't get a gentleman's sweep. You have to go.
I think even at 6, if you get there at 6, I think Ray, I agree with you, and I think if you can 6-7 games. But you're looking at
you can't have a series like you had against the Bucks last year.
Yeah,
you can't go in there, win one, and then get your dick stomped in for 4 straight games.
But if we get the Tatum that we got Friday night, or
Friday night, you're right.
2 for 18. We've mentioned it before, Rich. This has been kind of your take, dude. Sometimes he doesn't show up in big games.
Can I just reiterate my take if we're talking about the Boston Celtics for the listeners, if you haven't heard it yet? Yep. Here's my thing about Jason Tatum. I am not a Jason Tatum hater. I'm actually a very big supporter. I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the future of your Boston Celtics, along with Marcus Smart. But my point on Jason Tatum is, like most things Boston Celtics, he has been anointed a crown that he has yet to earn. And by that, I mean, when you get into crunch situations, especially fourth quarter big games, has Jason Tatum consistently been the guy to come up with the big shots when the big shots are needed? And more importantly, like we discussed in headlines, has he been the type of guy to overcome hurdles within a game when he's not either having a good game or he's seen a defense that he's never seen before? Can he elude that and still hit big shots? My answer is no. I've seen too many times where he's come up against defenses that either confuse him or stifle him, or just look, his offensive game is so good that when he is comfortable and getting to his spots, he's top of the league. But when he's uncomfortable, he's not good enough yet uncomfortable to be the player that he's been anointed to. I guess that's my point. I don't know if I articulated that correctly.
No, you did.
Yeah, but I think you did good.
Like, you watch him drive to the lane, and if he doesn't have an identified move that he wants to get to, a lot of times it looks sloppy, and then he complains to the ref.
I hate the ref.
He does that all the time, no matter what.
Dude, everybody in the NBA does it. No, dude. And it's like, and I'll tell you, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Rich.
Go ahead.
But it's the same thing that we bitch about in the NFL. Every fucking wide receiver doesn't – if he drops a pass or anything that's remotely close, he's always fucking bitching for the flag. You see it all this, you know what I mean? And you see it too much in the NBA. You really.
But here's what I'll say about that, Bill, is what we started off with the Giannis take. It works in the NBA, and that's why the superstars do it. They learn from the best. And look, Celtics fans, listen to me now. You want to bitch about Jason Tatum doing the thing? I'm with you. I don't want him complaining after every call. But if he gets as good as you think he is now, he will start getting those calls because he's bitching for those calls. Well,
he's not a superstar right now, Rich.
Right, but my point is he's been anointed a superstar, and he's lacking that little piece of his game that makes you a superstar, where you're uncomfortable within a defense that's guarding you, but you still win. Kawhi, Paul George, LeBron, AD, these guys that you watch get double, triple teamed, and then they hit a bucket and you go, holy shit, how'd they do that? Jason Tatum doesn't have enough of that yet.
No, not at all.
And I know you're going to hate this take, but, dude, you saw the Rockets, their game one. I think
hate it.
Harden. Yeah, I
hate
know
it.
you did.
Don't even
go any further with the Rockets. Yeah, just stop.
Doesn't matter. Harden and Westbrook had 90 points combined.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
that's not
they won.
That's not a winning formula for a championship in the NBA.
I'm not saying it's not, but there's still superstars. You see,
Right.
the problem with Tatum is he's the focal point of the offense right now. He's getting the double teams.
Yep.
He's getting the double teams, and you're seeing the inexperience. He's in his third year, right? Or
third year, 22 years old. I get it. You get a double team, you don't know how to do it. Yeah, I get it. He'll get better. I do.
But I think this is our take where the Celtics are 2 to 3 years away from being a championship team.
Okay, so this is where I'll disagree with you, and I want your opinion, Ray. This is why I'll disagree with you, because Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward.
I was just going to say that.
You have a team around Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is not Russell Westbrook and James Harden. You have Kemba Walker, who's an all-star. I get his knee's shitty, and a lot will rely on that. That's the big
question mark, though, Rich. That's the big question mark, was that knee.
I know, but Jaylen Brown, 30 points tonight. Like, Jaylen Brown is becoming a superstar within himself. He's a perfect number 2.
The confidence in his shot.
Dude,
year one to year 4, the confidence in his shot. Dude, the biggest knock out of him coming out of college was he couldn't shoot. Now he's fucking he's draining fucking 30-foot threes with confidence. And that's great to see.
And here's the difference. And Ray, I want your opinion. The next question for you is, how do the Celtics overcome these hurdles that we're talking about? Mainly, the Bucks are probably a better team. Maybe Toronto's a better team. Maybe we can talk about Toronto. But my last point before I come to you, Ray, is Jaylen Brown. The difference, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I have more confidence in Jaylen Brown at the end of the game if he's gone 1 for 16 than I do in Jason Tatum if he's gone 1 for 16. I think Jaylen Brown's unquestionable internal confidence within himself is his best ally that overcomes his maybe lack of skills that Jason Tatum has. If Jason Tatum has a bad game, I don't want him having the ball in the fourth quarter because I don't think he's going to make the shot. If Jaylen Brown has had a shitty game, I have confidence that he'll make the shot if he needs to in the big spot.
Hayward too.
I kind of have the confidence in Hayward and Kemba. The same thing with all of those guys. I kind of have that same thing. If they just have this thing about them, big time players, and for whatever reason, maybe it's because Tatum is the number 1 and he's getting all the attention, and it's just harder for him, so he doesn't make those shots right now. And that probably is it, and he'll probably start making them next year, honestly. But that's just kind of where I lie right now. So that's what I'll say, Bill. I do think that they can be a championship team this year because of those other players on the roster. So, Ray, let me take it to you with what I just said. So what are some of the keys to the success of the Celtics this year, getting past, can we all agree Toronto and Milwaukee are the big ones? If you want to throw Philly in there because of their size, just kind of talk on that a little bit. What do they need to do?
So, yeah, I agree with you totally. Tatum is obviously the superstar of the team, so he's going to get all the double teams. So if you have Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, even Gordon Hayward stepping up in big games like Jaylen Brown did today with his 30 points, that's going to be a huge step in the right direction for these Celtics, that these other role players, because they are going to be role players, step up and do their thing. The other thing, Brad Stevens has to shorten that bench. He can't be having a 8-9-man deep bench. He's got to roll with 6-7 guys, I'm just saying, like 6. Obviously, if someone gets into foul trouble, you're going to open up the bench a little bit more. But you need to have 6-7 guys that this is your role. This is your minutes you're going to have. You're going to go in there. You're going to do it.
Don't hold back, Raymond. We know you hate Brad Stevens.
I hate Brad Stevens. I fucking hate Brad Stevens.
You got to
give it to us, baby.
I agree, Ray. You got to keep the rotation under 10. You got to keep that rotation under 10.
Yeah.
Well, you got 2 automatics. You got Cantor and you got Smart. That's your 2 automatics.
Yeah.
And then you got the rookie Grant Williams, who I think is a plus add in the right situation.
You need Time Lord to step up, I think. You need the backup behind the Daniel Tice. I think Time Lord's that guy because I think Tice is limited offensively, and so is Williams.
So Right. Not to interrupt you, Bill, but I'm going to 100% disagree with you on Tice.
100%.
Tice can hit the three. Tice can hit a mid-range. Tice can finish at the rim. What he lacks, is he frozen or is he just that still?
Who? Bill?
Bill, is he frozen or this is freaking me the fuck out? Hold on.
Dude, hold on. Whose internet just fucked
Hold
up?
on. Hold on.
Whose internet just fucked up?
That was
Hold on,
you.
Bill. That was
Is it mine? Was that mine?
Yeah.
Bill, that was the creepiest thing that's ever happened.
Dude, you guys, both of you just went. I'm like, dude, I got full service. I got full
no.
signal here.
You just
It was you.
fucking dead-eyed. I swear to God, I thought you had a stroke on camera.
Dude, both of you guys just froze. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, you froze. You froze like that.
Dude, both of you froze on me.
You were looking at me dead in the eyes as I was giving you a Tice take, and I thought
And
you were
then
going
you went
to
like this.
stab me through the computer.
No, you went like this. Yeah.
Yeah, no one can see that because it's radio. Oh man, that was funny. Anyway, not to belabor it because I do want to get to the NHL too. But no, I think I did. Look, Daniel Tice is I think at the peak of what he is. His where he lacks is defensively with big guys. Offensively, how much better do you want to get than Daniel Tice? For what else? For everything else he brings you for on other ends of the floor, because he's not bad defensively. He's a good rim protector. He just lacks weight. Honestly, not even size, not even length. He just lacks weight. He can't handle 300-pound guys.
I just think Robert Williams.
No one on the
would be a
Celtics
better
can.
play.
Who can Robert Williams handle Joel Embiid? No.
No, but he's a shot protector where Daniel Tice isn't, and I think if you saw it earlier in the season, he was starting over Thies, and then
Tice.
Thies, whatever fucking stupid.
I know there's an H after the T, Bill, but you just have to avoid that for that one word. It's
All right,
Tice.
sorry, but I'm just saying, like,
Silent H, you
Robert
fucking
Williams
idiot.
was a starter in the beginning of the season.
What does
I
that
think-
fucking mean? We just said Brad Stevens stinks.
Yeah, I'm on Team Fire Brad as well, but we can't now because But if you have a shitty postseason this year and you're directly the outcome of that, which Brad Stevens very well could be, then we need to think about Fire Brad train. You two, Tim. Both of you.
I've been on this for a very, very long time.
I have as well, Ray. I have as well, and I don't think you could fire him this season. But I mean, you'd need to question if we don't produce like we should. It sucks that we're the 3 seed because I believe we get the Bucks in the second round or Toronto in the second round, which is
It'd be Toronto
which is a terrible matchup. You really want to get that 2 seed, and the Bucks game is just not great. You really need to go. You got to finish strong. You got to go for 7-1 and hope Toronto fucking kind of scales it back a little bit. You're 3 games behind entering the round robin play, right, or whatever they're calling it now. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think Toronto's the best team in the East. I don't think Milwaukee has a chance against Toronto. I think.
So if I could, Bill, I'll bring it right back to you. Sorry to interrupt you.
Mm-hmm.
If I could frame your opinion, so the keys to success for the Celtics, more so than maybe on the court for you, is the seeding. If they can go out there, and they do have a pretty favorable schedule moving forward, if they can go out there and steal the second seed, this is kind of inarguable, but you think that's the best course of action for them to succeed in the playoffs? Absolutely,
and especially in avoiding Philly in the first round. And you guys might laugh at me, but like I was saying, they were 1-3 against Philly this year. They haven't matched up good.
Ray loves Philly.
I was going to say, I'll be the last one to laugh at you.
Rich. I mean, I'm like.
Well, hold on, Ray. You don't think the seeding matters? You think
there's no home court. There's no home court this year.
But it's the matchups. His point is the matchups.
You'll beat Philly if you're the 2 seed. You'll beat would beat Miami.
No, so Bill's point is if you're a 3 seed, you're going to have to get through Toronto and Milwaukee.
But if you're the 2 seed, you only got to go through one of them if you're lucky.
If you're the 2 seed, you only got to go through Milwaukee. It's the same thing as the Bruins.
Go through Toronto too.
No, like I said, you only have to go through one of them if you're lucky.
If you're a 3 seed, if it goes,
you're the 3 seed, then you got to go play the 2 seed.
If it goes round.
And then Milwaukee. So if you're the 2 seed, you can
still play Toronto and then Milwaukee. So it's the same. That's what I'm saying.
Did you not hear when I said if you are the 2 seed, you can avoid one of those if you're lucky.
Okay, and I'm saying no matter what, the seedings don't matter because you're going to play Toronto and Milwaukee.
Rich, do you understand my point here?
Yeah,
or am I being stupid?
No, Ray's right, actually. He swayed me. Sorry, Bill.
Just checking.
So look, let me give you mine, and then we'll move on to the NHL. Here's the keys to the success for the Celtics. They need to shoot the fucking lights out. They are a small ball operation. They need to shoot the lights out. They can't out-rebound people, and they can't stop people in low post. So Tatum, Kemba, Hayward, Brown, whoever the fuck you put out there, Theis, Bill.
Fire away.
You have
Daniel
to.
Tice, is that a stupid name?
They
That's
shot.
stupid.
They
Is it
shot.
Tease?
Look, they shot 59% in the first half of this game against the Blazers and were up by 24 points. And then they shot in the 40s and won by 3. So they will live and die by their three-pointers. This is the Brad Stevens system. Like we said, a season or two more, and if they don't succeed, if they don't get a championship, Stevens is out of here.
18 to 31.
Which is my next.
today.
Which is
18 to 31 today.
my next success. We touched this in the headlines. They have nobody on that team who has ever won anything before. Brad Stevens needs to be a leader. Don't give me the fucking Kemba Walker, Ray. Do not give me the Kemba Walker UConn
Please
shot.
don't give us a 4-year college player.
He spent 8 years in Charlotte losing constantly.
And
Look,
especially under a perennial loser and a cheater like
I love
Jim
Kemba.
Dunlap.
I think he's a big time player. I think he's a fourth quarter player, and I think he's a value add. But if his knee sucks and you want to go back 9 years to UConn, we're not talking about the same thing. My point is, there's nobody on that team that can take a 24 when you're in the middle of a 24-point loss and go shape the fuck up because I've been here before. The most success on that team comes from the young guys, Jalen, Jason, and Smart, who went to the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron 3 years ago. So Brad Stevens needs to be that guy. Brad Stevens needs to put his foot down when he needs to put his foot down. He needs to make the right calls. He needs to do the right things. If he doesn't, they're not going to succeed. The other possibility is Giannis goes down. That's about it.
And Siakam. I think Siakam in Toronto, if he goes down, he's the key
He
to
had 33
Toronto.
points today, too.
Dude, he is, dude.
No,
Siakam
Lowry
will
did.
live. Bill,
Lowry
I
did, I'm
texted you
sorry.
this last night.
Yeah, I know.
Toronto,
I know.
Toronto will live and die by Siakam's
Well,
success.
and your point with your text was Celtics are going to live and die by Jason Tatum because the elephant in the room, and we mentioned in the headlines, is Kemba's fucking knee. They're trying to build him up to play 30, 35 minutes a game, and I think it's all a fucking smokescreen. I don't think that knee is healthy, and I've been preaching this, and we've all been preaching this for the last 4 months, and including when he came back and was like, this rest helped me so much, blah, 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 and then you're limited – the first week back, and you're 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 2 days off is what's been happening, and you're getting limited practice minutes. I think the key to the Celtics' success is, as much as we say Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, it's Kemba fucking Walker, because Kemba Walker is not playing 30 to 35 minutes a game, and we're getting 20, 22 minutes a game from Brad Wanamaker and Ojale. We're in trouble. We're in fucking trouble.
No, you're right, Bill, because the way, as we just discussed, not to belabor it, but as we just discussed, this Celtics team and their young stars are not the superstars that we want to make them out to be yet.
They're young. They're
They're
too young.
So the idea of Kemba Walker opening up that space for them to operate in a way that maybe in 3 or 4 years they don't need is important. And if Kemba Walker can do that, then yeah, you're looking at a team that should compete for the NBA championship. If Kemba Walker, when we get into the playoffs, plays 30 minutes in his first game, looks good, in his second game can't produce because his knee, or fourth game, or if his knee starts to go down, then yeah, you're
going out in the second round. You need him healthy, and especially if you're the 3 seed.
You might if you match up against Toronto in the second round, if you match up against somebody in the second round, that you might. There are teams that are certainly better than you. You're on your line is right here, and everyone has to play perfect, and everyone has to play at the top of their potential for you to compete for an NBA championship and probably get to an Eastern Conference Finals. So if Kemba's not there, then yeah, you probably don't have a chance.
Can I ask you a quick question? I know it's a little off topic. 5 best players in the East. Go.
5 best players in the East. Okay, Giannis.
Embiid.
You fucking cunt.
No.
Lowry. I'd say Lowry's up there.
Okay, let me just throw. So you just threw this at me. So I'm not gonna. I was trying to rank them in my head, but let me don't take my ranking as I say them. Let me
No. Like I said, I didn't think about this, but I just threw it right out there. It's
So
just a random question.
So let's go Giannis. Let's go. I guess skill-wise, you can put Embiid in there. Kyle Lowry's in there. Jason Tatum is in there. Kemba Walker's in there. That's 5. I'll also throw Oladipo, Jimmy Butler. I'm not putting Ben Simmons on the list. He can't shoot.
No.
Jaylen Brown's really fucking close for me.
Top 5?
I'll put Jaylen Brown. I got 8 right now. Jaylen Brown's on there. I'm sure I'm missing somebody.
Well,
somebody.
I mean,
Siakam. You have to throw Siakam on there.
I guess, yep, you're right. Siakam probably bypasses Jimmy Butler and Jaylen Brown.
And we're not talking about Kyrie or Kevin Durant because they're not in the playoffs.
They're not there.
Correct. Yes. We're doing the 2020 rollout.
If that's 9, if I gotta hash out 5, fuck, I don't know. I think
Hard.
I think Tatum,
it was just a question I just wanted to
think
throw out.
Tatum makes it. I think Tatum
Top
makes
5?
it.
Top 5?
I think
Maybe
so.
4 or 5. I think Tatum.
Ray, what's
4 or
yours?
5.
What
If
do you
it's
got?
if it's Giannis, Embiid,
Giannis,
Siakam,
Embiid, yeah, Giannis
Embiid,
are 1, 2.
Siakam, Tatum, and
I like
Lowry.
Oladipo. I like Oladipo on that
He's
5
playing
spot.
on one leg though.
He's
So
got an
Ray,
injury.
Yeah,
Kyle
but look what he's
Lowry's
doing
gonna
with the
be up there.
Pacers. Look what he did with the Pacers.
All right, Rich, hammer out your top 5. Go.
He just did.
I think it
All
just did. Giannis.
Your
So this is not in order.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, Tatum, Siakam. Embiid. My 5th.
Jimmy Butler, right?
I'll be a homer. I'll go Jaylen Brown.
Ray, what's yours off the top? Just off the
Giannis,
top of
Embiid, Tatum.
Giannis.
It's Giannis. Embiid, Tatum, Oladipo, and then either Siakam or Lowry.
Bill,
Giannis, Siakam.
that's your 1-2.
Yeah, dude, I think he's playing on another level this year. You saw it last year. I think he was just as pivotal for that championship as Kyle Lowry and Kawhi was. So I go Giannis, Siakam, Butler, Tatum. Those are not my order, but they're there. And then Embiid. I think Embiid will probably be 3, and I would probably go Tatum and Butler as my top 5.
We can maybe hash that out in a different program. We'll get to the NHL.
No, I know it was off topic.
No, it was a good question. It was a good question. It's actually fun to kind of work around and work out. Embiid's skill and size is too hard to leave off there. He's just such a bitch.
No, I'd put him at 3.
I don't put Jimmy Butler up there because as a competitor, he's probably top 3.
But
I love fucking Jimmy Butler. He's
I hate
badass.
you,
dude.
Butler.
As a pure
shoot.
player, but he'll average over 20, and he's a top 5 defender.
He's not skilled enough to be a top 5 though, Bill. He's not skilled enough. He can't shoot well enough for me.
And he has to have people around him.
I'd rather have Jaylen Brown than Jimmy Butler at this point in their careers. Either way, agree to disagree. That was a very civil conversation for us, boys. Well done. A little golf clap for ourselves. No yelling or screaming.
Like I said, it was just one of those things that wasn't in the email. I just want to throw it out there.
I appreciate it.
Bill.
We need to appreciate how good Siakam is.
Bill, there was no email.
Oh, text. Sorry. Whatever.
Bill,
we usually email. Come on.
He's in an alternate interview. Wild Bill.
What did you call it when you go on a plane? What, time traveling? You're time traveling right now?
Time traveling.
Yeah.
You're time traveling right now, buddy.
Traveling.
Well, look, we got a couple minutes here to talk NHL. Maybe Ray can just take the whole segment because he's our NHL guy. But, the Bruins are in the bubble. The NHL is in the bubble. We have an NHL playoffs. We have had the NHL start. Saturday, the Blackhawks took down the Oilers in an upset. The Canadiens, Bill's little boogeyman.
Fuck Clock Julian.
Took down the Penguins. And this is best of 5 now, people, if you don't know. So you only got to win 3. And in the NHL, anything can happen. And your Boston Bruins sucked in their scrimmage and showed up on Sunday and looked like absolute dog shit. Looked like they didn't even want to fucking be there.
Mm-mm.
And Tuukka Rask literally was not there. He was pooping in a porta potty somewhere. So now it's our job to kind of profile these playoffs for the Bruins as we move forward. The Vegas favorites, by the way, to win the Stanley Cup. They were on a mission all year long. They are going to get the President's Trophy. They might get the President's Trophy as a fourth-ranked team.
Well, they're getting it no matter what. They're getting it no matter what.
I know they're getting it no matter what, but they might go into the playoffs as the fourth-ranked team with the President's Trophy. Never happened ever before. Obviously, during in crazy times here. But if we could look past maybe this first game and talk about what it will take for the Bruins to succeed, what it will take to get past these first couple rounds, and their ultimate goal is the Stanley Cup final and winning it. It's a little bit past the Boston Celtics, Look. Let me throw it to you here, Bill. But if you don't win the Stanley Cup as a Boston Bruin, it's a disappointment. It's less of a disappointment because of COVID. If you failed in the playoffs and there was not COVID, then that would be a tragedy.
Yeah.
And it would be an ultimate failure. Because of COVID, it will be less so, but it will still be considered a failure. Am I right there? I mean, the expectations are for the Boston Bruins to win the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, and I think you can kind of attribute it to a little bit of the football, though. You lose your home field and or home court, whatever you want to call it, but ice court, whatever.
Whatever you want to call it, what they play on, skate on.
Shut up, Ray.
Bill, should we go over hockey? They do play on ice?
No, I thought they played on street, but no, I mean
only Pasternak plays on the street.
Or Mighty Ducks too before the warm-up.
Pasternak and Cashin, they play on the street down in Charleston.
But I mean, they were on a mission from you've been the best team from the start to finish, and I think COVID is. If they don't win this year, I think COVID is the direct reason, because when outside of Philadelphia, you were the hottest team. You won 18 out of 20 games or 22 games roughly before, the stoppage, where Philly won 9 out of 10. They kind of got hot. But I think, and we've heard it between all the experts, was Boston got most affected by the COVID strike. You know what I mean? They were on a mission. You saw it.
Not only the stoppage, but the way that they set up the playoffs, having to play this round robin and get their seeding, which Bruce Cassidy said outright that he is treating like preseason games.
Which is bullshit.
And if you look at this first outing against the Flyers, you can tell that if that's the way that they were planning to come out, fucking job well done, Cassidy, because they look like they were playing a preseason game, looked like they didn't give a shit. Am I right, Raymond?
Yeah, they look like dog poo or a bag of smash assholes. Is that right, Bill? Bag of smash assholes?
Correct.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, they just didn't look like they were in it. They looked like they were just going through the motions. It didn't look like they were trying. Philly came out strong, like they had a purpose, like they wanted to fucking move up in the rankings. And, yeah, Boston's got to turn it around, or else they're going to be if they look like this, they're going to be out of the first round.
So, Bill, let me get your take on the – so we mentioned it in the Monday headlines on Bruce Cassidy and how he's handling the Tuukka Rask absence today, which was, quote-unquote, not feeling great. But you had a little bit of a different take on that in the headlines. So why don't you articulate that a little bit for us in a classic Billy Trashcan fashion, if you would?
Sending a message. It's sending a message to Tuukka. And I think that was one of my keys when we went over our Bruins preview show. Tuukka's the key to the Bruins' success. He's your best goalie, and I think Bruce Cassidy is sending a message after what you saw the other night when he gave up 3 goals in the first period and did not look like anything remotely what he looked like this season. He's sending a message. He should have started this game. I think Philly, Washington, and Tampa Bay are your 3 round-robin games. Those are all 3 games you need to win. You can't go from the President's Trophy to the 4th seed, okay? And if you're playing it like a preseason, and what we just saw in Philadelphia today or on Sunday is a joke, and it's an absolute joke. I like, Halak needs to get time, but he cannot get time outside. Like he can't get the time when Tuukka is the guy that needs to get the time.
Well, right. You're walking into
you're not going to fucking split goalie tandems going into the playoffs. And if you do, that's a fucking,
it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And look, you're 0-1 in round robin games. You got a couple more, and that's your seeding. And the way the NHL has set this up right now is it's reseeding every round. So it's not like the matchups could work out in your favor. No, if you get the number one seed, you get the worst team every round. So you have that. The importance of that for the Bruins is your best competitors are obviously the Flyers, but more so your Capitals and the Lightning. Capitals, who you suck against.
Well,
Brandon Holtby owns you, and the Lightning
1.96 ERA, 10-2, I believe.
The Lightning have a fire up their ass. They're out to play. They're out to win. You don't want to see them. So you want to go fuck around in these games and not secure a number one seed and give yourself a less chance at an easy road. It's stupid. It's a bad move. And if that's what they're doing, it's dumb. Raymond?
Bill, when did goalies start getting ERAs? That's a big question on my part.
Did I say ERA? Goals against average. Sorry.
Well, ERAs.
Goal against average.
What do you think David Price's ERA was?
4.5.
What is his goal? What's his goals against?
No, but Rich, like
10.5.
Tampa is the most talented team in the East on paper. They have more skill than any team, including our Bruins. And seeing them get healthy now, and you're pissing away game one of the round robin. If you let them have the number one seed, man, they're the best team. They're the trouble.
It'll be also interesting to see what they do tomorrow against the Capitals, see how they come out. If they play sluggish like the Bruins, like they're taking it as preseason, or are they going to take it for real?
The best thing about round robin is they all got to play each other. So, expect everybody to catch a couple losses that weren't looking for. But, there's no home ice, so that should help a little bit, but you're just
home court.
Home court, home field. You're looking at the matchup scenario. Last thing, Bill, before we're cut off here, how worried are you about the butthole tattoo? Because this is Ray. What is it? Hashtag
Quest for the butthole tattoo.
Quest for the
not
butthole
worried
tattoo.
At all after seeing today. Not worried at all.
Thank you for joining us, boys. This has been the Silver Mind Sports Show.
Fat Tuesday.
This has been the Silver Mind Show. So Fat Tuesday. Hope to see you next time.
Are we doing another one to wrap up or no?
We can wrap up here for a minute. We'll let this finish out.
Let's do another.
Are you working tomorrow, Bill?
Trouble in my eyes. I'm just looking for another.